everyone, I hope you're all well. As you've probably seen by the title, I am unboxing my Taylor Swift Fearless autographed albums today. Very excited about that. I haven't actually seen them yet. I have taken a little peek inside the box because I needed to check that they were there, and that's because of the story that I'm about to tell you with the shipping. It was a little bit strange. It didn't quite go to plan as I thought. If you want to stick around and hear that story, I'll be telling it right up next. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. I'm still kind of living through it at the moment. I don't know how it's going to turn out, what I'm going to do, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you would do in this situation. But for those of you who just want to see the autographs, don't really want to hear the backstory, I'll leave a timestamp down below so you can skip right to the part where I'm going to be showing the autographs. So whatever you decide to do, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Editing Kate here. I also just received my Red Taylor's version signed CDs. They came out just after I received my Fearless signed CDs, and I didn't really want to make another video that's very similar to the one I was already working on. So I'm also going to show you my Red signed CDs in amongst this video too, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Today I'm unboxing Fearless Taylor's version. I recently bought 4 autographed copies of this album from Taylor Swift's website, and they finally made it to me in the UK, and I'm so excited to see them. If you're looking to buy a genuine Taylor Swift autograph at an affordable price, my advice would be to not go to eBay, not go to Amazon or any third-party sellers. My advice would be to save up your money and join Taylor Swift's mailing list. Autographed items aren't available very often on Taylor Swift's website, but when they are available, you will receive an email to tell you that they are on sale and you can go and get them. I find this so much better than going to another seller because ultimately you have no guarantee that that item has been signed by Taylor. It could just be somebody trying to make a quick buck, and there are so many fakes online. I'll also leave some links down below to some websites that can help you figure out the fakes, but ultimately there is only one way that you can guarantee that your Taylor Swift autograph is real, and that's if you've sourced it from a reliable source like her website or from Taylor herself. As a UK fan, I had to send my order to my US address and then get it forwarded to me from there. Usually it's quite an easy process, it just gets sent to a warehouse and then I pay the money for it to be forwarded to me. But recently what happened was I had 2 packages going to my US address around about the same time, and the company offered to box them up into one package for me to save postage costs. These were the 2 items that I had at my US address. I had a single CD in a bubble envelope, and then I had 4 of the signed Taylor Swift CDs in this box here. Now these boxes are quite tightly packed. If I just show you there's really only room for the CDs and the paper protecting them and the confetti stars. But I did think it was going to be possible for them to put in my holiday collection CD that I'd ordered as well, and then just make it one box that was coming to my house. I paid for those 2 packages to be combined. It cost me $10 altogether for them to be combined together, and I was expecting quite a small box or even just a slightly bigger box coming to my house with those 2 items in it. While my box was being packed up again, I then got told that there was another package for me at my US address, and I was very surprised to hear this because I hadn't ordered anything else. I'd only ordered these 2 things, and I thought this was going to be a duplicate of my Taylor Swift CD order because I'd had some issues getting the tracking emails through, and also they'd sent me photos of what this 3rd mystery package was, and it seemed to be signed CDs again. So for a while I thought that the Taylor Swift store had accidentally sent me my order twice, and I was quite excited about that. I was thinking, wow, who else can I give a signed CD to? This is going to be great fun. But unfortunately it didn't quite work out like that. When my packages turned up in Scotland, I had this box, which was quite big for CDs, but I assumed it was just a standard size that they use for repacking. And then I had this box, which was my 3rd mystery package, and I didn't know what was going to be in here. I assumed it was a duplicate order, but I didn't know that for sure. So I opened this first, and I counted the number of CDs in there. There was 4 CDs, and I was like, okay, cool. So I've got 4 signed Taylor Swift CDs. That's what I ordered. And then I turned my attention to this mystery box. Inside the top of this large box was my holiday collection CD in this bubble envelope, and then underneath was something I definitely hadn't ordered. And that's how I became the guardian of a $150 dress that belongs to a customer who uses the same US forwarding address company as I do. I think this error came about when I asked for my items to be repacked and put together. I'm assuming this dress was somewhere in the warehouse nearby and somebody's got confused and put those 2 items together instead of the 2 boxes of CDs. CDs. And then the next day, when I received my second box of CDs, I think that was actually the box that I had to begin with. I don't think I'm waiting on anything else from the company. I think I've received all my items. They've just sent me way too many things. I'm currently in contact with customer services to find out what they want me to do with this item. I know legally I'm allowed to keep it, but also there's another customer who was waiting on this item, and it's going to be really awkward for them to go back to the company and say that they never received it, because as far as they're concerned, this item was delivered. It's the company, the shipping company, who have made the mistake and who need to fix this somehow. And if it means me returning the dress, I'm never going to wear it anyway. It's not really my style. The thing that I have an issue with, though, is I very clearly overpaid for charging. I paid for effectively 3 packages to come to me, and one of them wasn't even mine. So I'd really like some of my fees refunded for this, because it's like taking time out of my day to try and sort. It's also taken funds out of my budget to send all these things over. I've paid additional taxes and things, and that's the bit that I'd really like to be refunded, and I'd really like to talk about having some kind of refund for those before I send these back, because we both have things to gain by sorting this issue out. Let me know down below what you would do in this situation. Would you exercise your right to keep the package and not let the company know? Or would you just have a crisis of conscience if you did that and want to let them at least know where it had went and try and fix out the situation? And would you also be asking for refunds on anything in terms of your own experience? Because, I'm definitely wanting my taxes back. I'm definitely wanting the repacking fees back, because they repacked it horrendously and it's caused me so much more mess. And it would be nice if they just gave me something for my time as well in trying to fix this, because it hasn't taken a lot of my time, but it has been something I've been thinking about for about half a week now. So I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments, and look out in the comments for updates from me as well, because I will be providing them once this situation's all worked out. And let's get on to the unboxing. As I mentioned before, I did have to open this and just make sure that everything was there. So there are 4 CDs there, which is fantastic. And then the confetti is looking a little bit squished. I think this bit is the worst here. Look at that. That's really something. It is meant to be a star, but then I think when they've been packing it up, the Taylor Swift store, I think they've maybe struggled to get everything in there. So I'll sort these out later. They are salvageable. It's still a really nice thing to put in there, so I don't really mind that at all. The last time Taylor Swift was signing autographs for all her fans, she didn't do many hearts on them, and we thought that would maybe be because of the amount of time it took, and also the design of the CD didn't really have much room for hearts. So that was something that fans were a little bit curious about. They were sad to see go, but ultimately I don't really mind that, is what I said in the last one. If it means that her hand has less of a cramp, that's absolutely wonderful. I don't feel like she's put in any less care and attention into signing these just because they don't have a heart on them. I've heard again that there are some Fearless ones that have hearts on them, but I'm not holding my breath on having a heart myself because I know how rare they are. And she was really just putting hearts on when she kind of screwed up the signature or had to go over it because the pen had ran out and stuff. So I'm really not expecting to find any with a heart in here, but we shall see. I've not seen them yet. So I'm opening these upside down and not looking at them until they'll come out in front of the camera. Lovely, that's my first signature there. That's looking lovely. Let me just have a quick look at that. I have a smudge. There's a smudge just at the top there, and then there's another smudge down here somewhere. On the online community, people were going crazy for smudges, and I think it's because it gives you the feeling that she actually, had this in her hand, she was passing it over to someone. It just feels more personal than something that looks absolutely perfect. So people have been kind of weird about smudges. I feel like that's the next goal. If you're not able to get a heart, then you want a smudge. So that's pretty cool. The last time when she was signing Evermore CDs, the pen was a bit bleedy, so I don't know whether it's just the type of pen that she's using makes it susceptible to smudges. But there we go, I have a little smudge on my CD from where somebody has brushed against it, maybe Taylor, maybe somebody else, who knows, but there we go. Hi again guys, quick update. I've just finished filming and I was looking at the first one again, and I think it's got a thumbprint on it. Have a look at this. We've got the smudge here that I saw earlier, and then the smudge down here. But then up here, there's like a thumbprint of either Taylor or somebody who works for her. So there's that. Like I said, there's really no extra value in any of this. I just found that very interesting. It feels very human that somebody put their hands on that. And I knew that anyway, but now it feels like it's verified because there's a thumbprint on it. It's kind of creepy the more I think about it, but there we go. Just thought you'd like to know. Lovely. The next one here. Let me just bring that out here. This is hard trying to do it with my eyes closed. How do I even center this shot? Okay. Lovely. So I don't see a heart on that again, but let me just double check. Fabulous. Yes, that's a nice clean signature. No smudges on this one, but that's absolutely fine there. The thing I like about this album design as well, though, is there's so much more room for her signature, so she can really make it nice and big. On the Evermore album cover, it seemed like she was kind of cramped and didn't have much space to put it in before she was going to be covering her face. I think the goal in terms of CDs is to try and get the autograph so it's not covering her face, so that she's not squiggling over herself. So this one, this album cover really gives her room to like do a big T and do a big Y and stuff, which is absolutely amazing, and I think that just makes it look a lot more comfortable. She was also talking on Twitter about having loads of hand cramp after signing all these CDs because there were so many to do. I feel like she's still really doing her best. She's taking the time out of her day to do all of these autographs. So if you're someone who's lucky enough to have one of these autographs, then honestly treasure it, even if there isn't a heart. It doesn't mean that she loves you any less. This is the next one here. Let me have a look at that. That one's cute. That's really cute. Yeah, again, it looks like she's really had the room to like go up and down and stuff, and it just really makes lots of room of the album cover there. I feel like she's had a lot of fun signing these, as opposed to the Evermore, where it looked like there was just a tiny space to put them in there. And then this last one, I think I saw on the original photo of the thing there. Yes, lovely. I've seen that one before. Fantastic. Yeah. So this is the complete crew there. It feels weird to me to rank which one of those autographs is my favourite, because ultimately Taylor has put her time, care and attention into all of them, regardless of whether there's any smudges, any hearts, or whether it's the neatest thing ever. She has taken time out of her day. She's got her hand cramped doing all of these for the fans, and I really appreciate that. And like I say, it's hard to choose a favourite. They're all my favourites because Taylor's taken the time to make them and do the best job that she can, and I'm just really appreciative of it. And now onto the red signed Taylor's versions. I was very excited for these, especially as this time Taylor decided to stock them in the UK store. That made it so much easier for me to get them, so much faster, and so much more affordable as well, which was absolutely amazing. I was so happy to get these, and it also meant that my friends were able to order their own copies as well, which was really cool. This time around, as well as hearts and smudges, the other thing that fans were looking for when they unboxed their CDs was lyrics. Because Taylor decided to sign a limited number of these CDs with lyrics from some of the songs from Red, and some of them have been popping up on social media. They look absolutely amazing. I just cannot imagine what my reaction would have been if I'd opened up my CDs and found that they had been signed not only with Taylor's signature, but with a lyric from one of the songs from Red. I don't know how I would have coped with that. So I'm so excited for the fans who managed to get those. My own copies came through with no hearts, no smudges and no lyrics, and that's absolutely fine. They came through looking quite clean there. This one was quite funny to me because it looks like she's managed to skip out doing the A in her signature, so it's like TLOR with a little kind of flower in the middle, because she's missed out that A. And then this one is really clean there. Fantastic. Like I said, it doesn't really take away or add whether I have like a heart, a smudge, anything like that. Lyrics, of course, I imagine would have a big difference on the value because there's only a few of them that she put the lyrics onto. But I wasn't really expecting to get those. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed or anything. I'm still really pumped to have these CDs, and I'm just so glad to have my copies, especially as they came so fast. I really hope that going forward she puts signed CDs into the international stores stores again. Those are my thoughts on Red. Let's go back to past Kate, who's about to wrap up the video. In the last series of videos like this, I was asking, was it worth it? And when it comes to Taylor Swift autographs, I'm going to say absolutely. This is always something that I'm going to like getting from her store. It's affordable, it's genuine, and it's something that Taylor Swift has put her heart and soul into. So absolutely, always worth it for me. But in terms of the shipping costs and the upgrades that I paid for and stuff, not so much. I think I'm going to go back to the company and ask for some kind of refund on that, because I don't feel like it was as worth it as it should have been. And I know in my case it's been a bad experience. This isn't the usual experience for people, so I am going to take that into account as well. But if I am able to get some money back, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Did you get this item? Did you get any other items from the Taylor Swift store? Please let me know down below. I'd love to hear your experiences. And also, if you've had any weird things go on with tracking and postage and things, if you have any funny stories or things that will cheer me up or help me out, I would love to hear them down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Cheerio.